Okay, guys, so we're going to do another narration. Man, I tell you, these distractions that come when you're about to do a video is unreal, y'all. It's absolutely unreal. I tell y'all, that's why it's hard for me to figure out what's important. These distractions, I mean, this shit is so demonic on this level. It's not even funny. Before I play this, guys, I just want to say that, I try to do these videos objectively, like these videos are not talking about me whatsoever. And even from that level, I can't even imagine like how people behave like this. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it from any level, whether it's talking about me, whether it's talking objectively, because me, I'm the collective, right? I don't understand how people behave like this. I can never imagine siphoning energy from people or doing spell work on people or being jealous of people or being in secret competitions. I mean, that's like me hitting Mayweather on the back of the head and saying, "Hey, I just beat Mayweather, y'all." I mean, come on, man. Like, how can you be that lame? That's what I don't understand. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get to this, man, because these distractions, yeah, it's demonic out here. I gotta hurry. I'm telling y'all, these distractions are unbelievable.
It can only be lived, and only by you. Number 6, betrayal always starts where admiration failed. Betrayal always starts where admiration failed. At first they admired you, and some of them even tried to model themselves after you. They watched how you moved, how you handled pressure, how you carried yourself with a quiet strength that couldn't be shaken. For a while, that admiration looked genuine. They cheered for you, praised you, and even told others how proud they were to know you. But underneath it all was a truth they didn't want to face. Admiration only lasts as long as they believe they can one day measure up. The moment they realized you were unattainable, that you carried something they could never duplicate, that admiration soured into resentment. That shift is where betrayal is born. Instead of saying, "I can't be like you, but I can learn from you," their pride twisted the narrative into, "If I can't be you, I'll destroy you." Envy grows quickest in the soil of admiration gone wrong. They couldn't stand the gap between who they were and who you had become.
And I can understand, 1, 2, or 3 people like this in your life being like this, but a whole group of people against one person. I mean, if that's not evidence of me being a earth angel or chosen or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what is. Being sent from above, which it says in my gematria under my name, sent from above, to come down into a cesspool full of narcissists. That's like a sheep being put in a lion's den.
And rather than confront their own shortcomings, they turned you into the enemy. Betrayal became their weapon, not because you deserved it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, y'all. I like competition, but at least let me know I'm in one.
But because their ego couldn't handle the truth of your difference. What makes betrayal so sharp is that it comes from the people who once clapped the loudest. They weren't strangers on the outside. They were insiders who had seen your struggles, your flaws, your humanity. They knew what it cost you to stand where you stand. Yet they convinced themselves that pulling you down would ease their own sense of inferiority. But betrayal doesn't erase their feelings of inadequacy. It magnifies them, because even after trying to stab you in the back, they still can't take away the very thing that triggered their envy in the first place, your essence. So their betrayal was never about you doing something wrong. It was about them failing to handle the weight of their own admiration. They started out in awe, but when awe demanded humility, they chose hostility. In truth, betrayal is the shadow of failed admiration. It's the evidence.
I told y'all before, the thing that makes me most angry in this whole situation is that I cannot imagine being this lame. I mean, I like to study somebody's brain. When these people pass away, I just study the DNA. People talk about studying my DNA. No, study the DNA of people. How can you be that lame? I can't imagine it. That's what I'm angry about. I can't imagine. If I could imagine it, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, it's just something that happens. It'd be blasé, blasé. Even though some people do think I am blasé, blasé about it. Oh, I'm actually angry. I'm very angry. That's why it was so easy for me to detach. But yeah, I don't. If I could just understand how it feels to be a coward, how it feels to feel like shit, to want to be somebody else, to want to wear somebody else's body as a skin suit. I mean, I grew up, idolizing people like Michael Jordan. Y'all hear me talk about Floyd Mayweather. I mean, Mike Tyson. I mean, I can think of a dozen names of people that I've idolized growing up. But trying to like actually beat them, like actually wear their body like a skin suit. No, I don't like anybody that much to actually want to beat them that much. I'm the type of person, I'm like a chameleon. I rather just take, like, I want to keep who I am. All right. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I like the way I look, right? But I like to take other people's attributes and say, well, I like that Floyd fights like this, or Michael Jordan plays basketball like this. And so I'm going to look at those skills and see, can I incorporate it in what I'm doing? Not that I want to beat them. I don't want to beat them. It would not be fun to be Michael Jordan. That's what people don't understand. It's not fun to be me. People think I got an easy life. How I got an easy life if you couldn't even walk in my shoes a half a block? I don't have an easy life. It's hard as hell. And I'm not going to come on here on YouTube and start crying about it or bitching and complaining about it, because I'm just not weak like that. I ain't no bitch like that.
That they once respected you but couldn't stand living in the reality that you were out of their reach. And instead of letting that inspire growth, they chose the cheaper path of treachery. Number 7. The friend group became a battlefield because you upset the hierarchy. The friend group became a battlefield because you upset the hierarchy.
Remember, y'all, this don't have nothing to do with me. This ain't talking about me at all. This is talking about people that's going through this as a collective. All right. I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. Man, he think those YouTube videos talking about him. Well, I mean, I'll leave it open for interpretation. Let's say this is totally not talking about me. But we know that this is going on in the world. That's what we're talking about here. And what I'm saying is, I can't imagine people being this fucking lame.
Everything seemed fine as long as everyone stayed in their assigned role. The joker, the follower, the one who never challenged the leader, the one who played small so no one else felt insecure. They thrived off that unspoken system, a quiet agreement to keep the balance of power intact. But the moment you stepped into your power, that fragile order shattered. You didn't play by their unwritten rules anymore, and that exposed how artificial the entire structure really was. They weren't prepared for you to grow, because your growth forced everyone to confront their place in the group. As long as you stayed modest and quiet, they felt safe. But when you started walking in confidence, speaking with clarity, and refusing to shrink, suddenly the old pecking order couldn't hold. Those who were used to being admired felt threatened. Those who survived off manipulation lost their grip. And those who wore loyalty like a mask couldn't keep pretending. What looked like unity was really dependency. And once you disrupted that, the group turned into a battlefield. The backhanded comments, the subtle shade, the gossip behind closed doors. It wasn't random, it was strategy. They were trying to pull you back down into the role that kept their system alive. Because if you stayed small, they didn't have to face themselves. But your power exposed the lies they were living. It revealed who was truly supportive and who was only comfortable when you were beneath them. Fake loyalty can't survive when truth walks in. The moment you stop dimming your light, every hidden agenda surfaced.
Yeah, this whole dimming light thing, guys. Let me tell you something, man. I'm the type of person that if it bothers people that much, when I come around, I'm gonna dim my light if you're so bothered. You got some people out here that like to tower over people when they got an upper advantage, whether they're making more money than an individual or they got a better job. You got people that like to use that as a tool. I'm the total opposite. I don't like to be superior over people. I don't like to remind or try to tell people, or even have them thinking that I'm trying, because people are very sensitive. A lot of people are very emotionally weak in this world. That's how they bred them to be. With the advent of entertainment, that's why a lot of people, when they come over here to this country from other countries, they develop self-esteem problems. Imagine being born in India, but you're told that you're not good enough being born in India, that you have to go to someplace else outside your country, to go outside of your country, which these people, and many other races have their own country, right? African Americans don't got their own country. But you got these people who got their own country. They're called Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans got Puerto Rico. Cubans got Cuba. Russians got Russia. Indians got India. But I guess it don't even matter because they still want to come over here. But what this place does to people, it makes people have low self-esteem. A lot of these people I see that migrate from other countries here, they start becoming like Americanized. Next thing you know, they're trying to climb up the ladder, and then maybe some of them start betraying their friends to move up that ladder. They start developing traits that their brothers and sisters back in their home country don't have. I'm pretty sure a lot of their brothers and sisters back in their home country probably say things like, you changed. But as long as they sending money back home to their country, maybe they don't say too much at all. But I bet you behind the scenes they do. But yeah, that's what this place does to you. It makes you want to compete. Well, I was born here, guys. I was born in a very competitive type of situation. But whatever I have, it's like, you know, I affect a lot of people because people see that I'm confident in my own skin. And if I'm not confident on my own skin, then I'm going to make the changes that's necessary, whether it has to do with eating right, not drinking alcohol, whatever I got to do. I'm not perfect, but whatever I got to do to be better than the person who I was yesterday, that's what I'm going to do. That's what other people need to do.
That's why some suddenly became distant, others became hostile, and a few tried to turn the group against you. They weren't fighting for justice or fairness. They were fighting to preserve a hierarchy that collapsed the second you stopped playing along. What they didn't realize is that upsetting the hierarchy was inevitable. Groups built on insecurity instead of authenticity always fall apart.
That's another thing I never understand. I never understand this whole group thing. People always got to be in groups. Oh, you can't just hate somebody like one-on-one. You got to go get other people in on it. Why you gotta go get other people in on it? You're not even brave enough to be a hater? What the fuck?
When real power enters the room. And though they turned the friendship into a battlefield, the war they waged only revealed who they really were all along. Your rise didn't break the group. It simply exposed that it was never solid to begin with.
Remember, y'all, this ain't talking nothing about me. I don't want people thinking I'm crazy out there.
Number 8. They confused your grace with weakness until it backfired. They confused your grace with weakness until it backfired. You chose forgiveness when others would have chosen revenge. You offered help when they barely deserved your presence. You supported them even when their loyalty was shaky at best. But instead of honoring your heart, they misread it as ignorance. They assumed your patience meant you didn't see what they were doing, that your kindness meant you lacked discernment, that your silence meant you were powerless. They mistook mercy for blindness. What they failed to realize is that grace isn't weakness, it's restraint. It takes far more strength to hold your peace than to lash out, more power to forgive than to retaliate, more courage to keep your hands clean while others throw dirt. You weren't naive, you were deliberate. You knew their games, but you also knew that fighting on their level would only cheapen you. And so you waited. Not passively, but wisely. That waiting became their undoing. While they plotted, slandered, and...
You know, the fact that this video, guys, is not talking about me, man, they seem to know a lot about, you know, the collective group of people that's going through this. I'm very amazed. This is amazing.
Schemed, you stayed steady. They thought their whispers were working, their tricks were landing, their betrayal was cutting you down. But your patience was never silence. It was evidence that you trusted timing. Judgment doesn't always come with thunder and lightning. Sometimes it comes in the slow, steady collapse of the very traps they set for you. The same grace they mocked ended up being the stage for their downfall. Because every time you forgave, you gave them another chance to reveal themselves. And reveal themselves they did. Each attempt to exploit your kindness only showed the depth.
I wouldn't even call it forgiveness, y'all. I was just minding my own business, man. I mean, life is busy, man. You know, you gotta check your mail, make sure nobody's stealing your mail. You know, make sure you change your address and keep up with your change of address and stuff like that with the post office. And You know, it's things to do, man. And with inflation, you know, I don't have time to be hating on people. I don't understand where these people got the time to do this shit, man, for real.
Of their own corruption. Each time they tested your limits,
15 minutes.
they only stacked more weight on their own judgment day. So when the tables turned, it wasn't sudden. It was the inevitable result of their miscalculation. They thought you were weak, but in reality, you were protected. They thought you were blind, but in reality, you saw everything. And by the time they realized it, it was too late.
Guys, we're at the 15-minute mark. Y'all know I don't like to go past 15 minutes on this because, you know, well, since this is not talking about me and stuff like that, you know, we don't want to spend too much time talking about what's going on in the world. You know, we got the news for that. Plus, it's a lot of spiritual stuff that I'm seeing out here while I'm making these videos. So I'm finna get out of here, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later, all right? Peace.